Merhabat, and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. It's November 1945, so some time has passed, but that time has been pretty well spent, I think. I'm going to show you what's happened. After this, I think we're about to go to war with Britain. And yes, we are now at war. And I wonder who else joins in. And I did provoke Britain intentionally to make this happen. Battlecruiser Dees, you're going back to Dublin. Maybe getting some missions. We're gonna send they can stay at sea. How close are we to war with France? Minus 80. I would have thought they would be at minus 99 now, because they were friendly with Britain. But no, we're not quite there yet. We're probably going to go to war with the United States very soon. So the AI has been active, as you can see. They're all... okay, the Soviet Union isn't building anything right now, but they do have a navy. Germany is building, Britain is building, and they have a massive navy. The United States is definitely building, and so is France. And you can notice they are all growing now. Finally, they're not stuck at like minus 10. And even Scandinavia. Scandinavia has been very active. They're at plus 6.6 at wartime. So their peacetime growth is like 13%, which is what I had when I was playing Scandinavia. That's pretty good. They've been very active here in East Asia. They've gobbled up almost anything that's Chinese. And they're about to take Northeast China as well. After that, China will only have South Hokkaido left. Which, well, this Scandinavian ground offensive is not moving. It hasn't moved ever. And I guess you can see why. So... how did I fix the AI economy growth? And what made it fail in the first place? Well, I found the answer. And I've tried fixing this many times in the past, because this is not the first campaign this has happened. And I'm pretty sure it happens in vanilla as well. But very often you see the AI just go, their economy just plunges nosedive, and it never recovers. Stuck at like minus 10 forever to the end of the campaign, and they're just that nation just ceases being a meaningful participant in the campaign, which is sad, because that makes the late game very boring. So I've tried fixing that in the past by going into the save file, noticing that their growth and growth multipliers have become negative. So I just changed them to positive, right? Load into the campaign, and it seems to work. They're back at growing their economy until the next turn, and then it's back to, collapsing. So, evidently, whatever was causing it was not like just the number I could fix in the save file. But then I noticed every nation that it was happened to was had a little box ticked that is revolution. Because at some point during the campaign, that nation had a revolution. So I went into the params file, and I found that there is a rev growth and multiplier, two lines of text basically. I forget exactly what they're called, but something revolution and growth, which was at minus 0.01, which sounds like nothing, but apparently it's very impactful. And I guess the intention is that, you're just gonna get a minor economic hit during the couple months after the revolution, but it just never goes away, apparently. So I just changed that to from minus 0.01 to minus 0.00001. Basically nothing. I could have just put it to 0, but apparently this game doesn't like zeros, or so Rocket told me, and I believe him. And that did the trick. the the negative multiplier from having at some point gone through a revolution is now basically no more. And the late game campaign is saved, I hope. Which got me wondering, what if I, for the next campaign, set that multiplier to a positive number? So that when you first defeat an enemy nation to the point that they go through the revolution, they just become stronger. That would be something to look into for the future. But for now, we're gonna be fighting the British. We do have a pretty massive navy, 2.4 million tons. That is actually a bit more than me. Let's see. We got a big force here in Constantinople. Don't want to send that out right now. I've had these go through a couple refits, so they should be pretty up to date. Let's send the Gibraltar squadron. All my old dreadnoughts have been refit. They got radar, they got Mark 5 guns. They should be pretty potent. Let's meet them here. So I'm not sending out my best ships, but this should be a pretty potent force nonetheless. Do I have any like spare battlecruisers somewhere that I can send out and go roaming? How about the ones I'm building in I got 2 battleships ready in Singapore next turn. Lisbon, 2 battlecruisers in 2 months. It's got to be almost a year until these in Veracruz are done. I'm pretty sure I've got some hang on, I'm gonna just have to locate my ships. Okay, Christchurch and Valletta and Davao. We got some ships. How about we just send you... we're still at peace with France for now. Holy shit, that's a lot of ships sailing around. Let's send you to somewhere here where you can just generate some missions, I guess. And the one in Davao. Let's see, Britain, do you have any you do have some ships here. Some ports. Let's just start off with an invasion of New Guinea. 25,000 tons, that is all I need to initiate once they arrive. Papua, Dutch New Guinea. Yeah, I can invade them already. Right. Like so. And then next turn start one of Dutch New Guinea and just send a light cruiser or something. Just to start it. Right. So, yeah, good stuff so far. 44% here. And the United States also wants to get involved. 8.8 billion is kind of nothing at this point, but let's have a war. And France also gets involved. And here we go. Meeting. My old dreadnoughts. are facing off against Northumberland-class battleships. 4 of them. 1 Linnet-class battlecruiser. That's a lot of big guns. Okay, these got 20-inch guns. That could be maybe a bit of bit over a bit much here. Raccoon-class heavy cruisers. I mean, not like super scary or anything, but it seems respectable enough for the price. Vehement class destroyer. Are they all the same? Yeah, seems like it. Yeah, they all got the same displacement. Alright. Well, it depends on, like, the torpedo range, whether or not these are scary. I've got good torpedo range now. All my destroyers and torpedo boats have been refit. My old torpedo boats are now really, really fast at 36 knots. So they should be difficult to hit at only 450 tons, going at that speed. And with the torpedo range I have now, they don't even need to get that close. So that's a good looking battlecruiser. Just looking at the silhouette. The battleship, maybe not so much. How scary this is very much depends on what kind of 20-inch guns it's got. If they are Mark IV, this would be very, very difficult. Let's see. And also, I hope my ships are well behaved today. Can't have them do a lot of weird stuff in a battle like this. Light cruiser Geditz. That's one of my new ones, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it's one of these. The big fat ones. The $1 billion light cruiser. Torpedo boats, you are very much needed here. Destroyers as well. These are the very old armored cruiser, like pseudo battle cruisers from very early in the campaign. I decided to keep them, just refit them with better guns. Because if my dreadnought battleship line is only going at 21 knots, I don't really need cruisers that are much faster than that. So we have spotted the enemy, and we are being spotted in return. Far away. Now let's take a look at what is potentially my doom. Mark 3s, okay, so they're not Mark 4. But they're also not Mark 2s. So they're not like useless and short-ranged. 34 kilometers is... Okay, you don't have the third layer though. Uh, 6.5 second inner belt times 4 is 26. Yes, 26. The main deck 3.5 times 2, that is 7. Need 7 inches of deck penetrations. And I do... Yes. I can go through the deck. And I should be able to hit the deck this time around, because I've updated the tweaks and fixes file. How about Linnet? Mark 3's here also. But you got that third layer. So, it looks weakly armored. When you just look at the main belts and decks. But with the Citadel, It should be quite tough. Difficult to go through, if not even impossible. I want to send this little light cruiser like to the back of my line. $1 billion is well, not that I can't afford it, but it would give them a lot of victory points if they were to sink that cruiser. Actually, no, you are needed. You have to spot for the torpedo boats, because they're going to be hiding in smoke very soon. Turn off the guns on you. 30 kilometers away. They have now lost sight of my destroyers. And now lost sight of my torpedo boats. But they are spotting my destroyers again. They're not completely invisible. So they had Generation 2 radar on the battle cruiser. The battleships have Generation 1. But the tower spotting on those British battleships is pretty insane to begin with, so... Right. Let's pick up the torpedo targets here. We are now in range. The two back ones are launching at turbulent. Destroyers not quite in range. They're going to be in range very soon. Assign one to each of their battleships. Oof. Yeah, that is one torpedo boat lost already. Yeah, let's just detach all of you. Send you home individually. How about you? Have you all launched? I think you have. Now, battleship guns. You're probably all targeting a destroyer, aren't you? No, light cruiser. Actually. Okay, the ones with the 14s only have Mark 4s. Right. but everyone else has Mark 5s. There we go. My Mark 5 16s are outranging their Mark 3 20s, but not by that much. My torpedo boats have baited a lot of enemy torpedoes. That's good. None of those torpedoes are in danger of continuing on to hit my my gun line. Let's see, get it. You got torpedoes too, don't you? You do. Why don't you launch as well? There we go. Getting lots of torpedo hits. Lost one torpedo boat. That's okay. We've sank one heavy cruiser. Calypso suffers flash fires. Turbulent suffers flooding, so she's not unfloodable at least. I just remembered that's a thing that a lot of British battleships are, so good thing we don't have to worry about that. Torpedo hit on Minerva. Cordite 3. You could be explosive, couldn't you? And we lost another torpedo boat. Destroyers are all getting away in good health. You can do that again at a later point. 20 torpedo hits out of that first volley of torpedoes. That's not too bad. And the enemy lines are in disarray. We got some more torpedoes coming in. Those are from the light cruiser, I think. Yeah, when you're launching at that kind of long range, the torpedoes are going to be very spread out. So there's going to be a lot of room for the enemies to squeeze in between. See what kind of hits you guys are taking. Dash 8 is getting focused. Not much I can do for you here, buddy. Well, that last spread of torpedoes, I don't think it did anything. Minerva sinks due to heavy flooding. Right. One battleship down. I'll take that trade. 2 torpedo boats for a battleship. And I guess some cruisers as well. There we go. Main deck pen. See? It's happening. 13.5 main deck pen. Yeah, that Citadel deck armor is not doing much for you there. Of course, because my ships were initially built without any deck armor at all, they're not really that protected from plunging fire either. Although, these are only Mark III guns. Their deck pen is actually pretty bad. These cruisers are just tagging along. Speed up to 18. Let's not have the destroyers just disappear on me. I might need them again. Four-deck pen on the enemy battleship. Cherwell. That's a pretty hefty four-deck pen too. A bit of frame rate drop here. It's a pretty big battle. With a lot of ships visible at once because we got radar too. Well, these old boats with the Mark 511s are actually firing. Yeah, 27-kilometer range. That's not bad for a cruiser. That's not bad for a cruiser built in 1900 or so. Valued at less than I could possibly build a destroyer for today. Good to see these old dreadnoughts proving useful. Let's do the cinematic thing. Right, I hope I didn't take a lot of damage while I was looking at my ships. It seems we're okay. Destroyers are coming back in. Torpedoes are almost reloaded. Not sure what I want to launch at though. Probably these battleships. possibly the battlecruiser Linnet. Anti-torp 5 though. Yeah, the battleships too. We got torpedoes ready. Ready, ready, ready. Let's smoke up and charge in. I think we're gonna go for the battleships. Keep seeing those huge, juicy main deck pens coming in from the 13-inch guns on my first generation battleships, actually. Whacking enemy cruisers. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. One of you has an engine damage. It's you. And you've evidently lost a couple turrets as well. I think you're done here. You don't have any main guns left. I don't think she's fired a single shot, because the 9-inch guns just don't have the range. I think she's just out of ammo because it exploded. Luckily not taking the entire ship with it. Anyway, torpedoes. Actually, let's go 2 on Linnet, 1 on Zephyr, 1 on Cherwell. There we go. Dash 16 is launched. '15 has launched. 06. '13, are you gonna launch? Let's just have you all detach. Go home. You've spent your torps. 13. I guess I have to just get you closer then. Your target is still Cherwell, right? Yeah. Linnet is kind of zooming through. Might not get any torpedo hits on her. There we go. 13 is launched. So, torpedoes are spent. I hate this blasted fog. Actually, Miss Adia, you can target that battleship. '16s. Linnet is being bothersome. Daring to fire back at me. Linnet has been very unmolested so far. He's doing a lot of crazy maneuvers, so the torpedoes might not even end up in the same sea region as she's in. But speaking of, just got a torpedo hit on Cherwell. Where are my torpedoes? It's difficult to see. I was wrong. We did get a torpedo hit on Linnet. A couple more on Cherwell, so she's gonna sink. Especially with the turrets popping off like that. Cherwell goes down. Didn't get any on Zephyr. Linnet is not flooding. But let's take a look at her. That's an attractive looking ship. Actually. It also looks very much like one of my battlecruiser classes that I'm building. Except mine has 16-inch guns and a bit more armor. But as I said, with the Citadel layers, this is really not that bad. The turrets are a bit squishy though. We're gonna see if those might end up exploding. We're gonna lose this old armored cruiser. It's gonna sink. Been with me for decades now. Perhaps too many decades. Yeah, perhaps she was better off being turned into a museum ship instead of a grave. Let's stay in range of the enemy, but not too close. I am enjoying the deck hits I am scoring. Although maybe heavier shells and slightly shorter barrels would be an idea. Yeah. You're just not, what hit you? 20-inch guns. Okay, I'm actually impressed that you're still afloat. So we're gonna get some 16-inch guns. Focusing turbulence. While the 13s focus these heavy cruisers. 14-5s as well. No, you're not out of the fight. Scoring main buff depends on turbulence. Torpedoes have, unsurprisingly, done a lot of damage. The 16s have also been very effective. 3 out of my 5 ships are battleships armed with 16s though. 5 ships. I got 6. What am I saying? somehow I issued them a move order. Because sometimes you do that in this kind of weather. And you don't notice. Because the fog that's covering the sea is also covering up this green line here. When you think you're ordering your ship to engage something, you accidentally tell it to move there instead. Which is quite annoying. I don't want to get that close. We are targeting battlecruiser Linnets. We are targeting heavy cruisers. Battleship Turbulence. Battleship Turbulence. Yeah, we're gonna lose this one too. Why are you firing HE? I think your AP is more effective here. Yeah, you can go through that cruiser. How are we on ammo for the battleships? Pretty good, I'd say. Let's go with AP. Let's force AP. That's what I've got most of. Yeah. Kind of exploded there. I got torpedo hit. And everything. Set the secondary guns to target that cruiser. Turbulence sinks. It's another battleship down. A 2 billion battleship. And all the guns that were trained on that battleship now found themselves a new target with the heavy cruiser PK. What a loft. These other. You got one more battleship and that battlecruiser. They're still targeting Linnet. Yeah, good enough. You with the 14s, you've done a lot. And you only have Mark IV guns. Guess I must have forgotten to refit you. Well, they still slap fairly hard. What kind of range do you have? Almost 30 kilometers. That's not bad. Zephyr just took a whole bunch of hits. bit close to consistently be scoring deck hits, but we do get some here and there. There we go, flash fires on Zephyr, and she goes down. I can decide later if I want to have this or the previous screenshot as the thumbnail. Bunch of cruisers left, and of course the battlecruiser in Linnet. It is quite expensive, and okay, your range is not that impressive. 2 powder 2 dunite. Heavy shells. Standard AP, okay. Standard AP and nose fuse HE. There we go, flash fires on Linnet. That's good. Range 24 kilometers. Well, the 13s can start targeting the light cruisers. 14s as well. And 16s, I want all targeting limit. Let's bring it down. It's actually taking a little bit of flooding now. I guess she must be like right at the edge of where the minus 100% flooding chance kicks in. But of course, it was not going to be the flooding that did her in. Now, I got a bunch of 16-inch guns that need new targets. Phaeton. Dispatch. Pathfinder. Now, are they going to be rushing me now? Because they've got no more capital ships to hang around. Possibly. I just got to decide who to go in first. Okay, yeah. We're not going to force AP now. That will be dumb. Main belt pen on a heavy cruiser. Knocking her out. See, how are we on ammunition? Well, good enough. But I don't think this task force is ready for another battle like this next month. I think they need a couple months of resupplying. We're a bit too close for those deck hits, but that doesn't matter when we can just go through the belts. Yeah, they can't decide who's going to be the first one in. I think they're just stuck in a loop of endlessly changing the formation leader. There we go. Cape Town. You were the one who didn't have a ship assigned to you. Oh, let's up the game speed. Never checked what's on torpedo range. The enemy destroyers have 20 kilometers. How about their cruisers? 15 on the heavies. Light cruisers do not have torpedoes. Right. Pathfinder sinks. Cape Town is zooming around. There we go. The light cruiser was hiding here. I thought that was just a ghost ping on the radar, but it was an actual enemy ship there. Yeah, I got radar 2 on most of these dreadnoughts, but their base tower spotting is kind of poop to begin with, so they're not gonna have the best tower spotting. Let's see, Bayezid Pasha, Gizeler, Orlov. Feta, Barbaros, Hayreddin. And Mesadiya can keep targeting that one. any of you in range of any of my secondary guns? Not quite. Let's just keep blasting. We're gonna get a couple more heavy cruiser kills. We keep hitting them like that. Are you coming in to get me here? Oh, wait. No, no, no. Do not move closer. Secondary guns can start targeting Midge as she moves in. And the 6-inch guns are opening up. You've launched torpedoes. Who did you launch at? Bayezid Pasha. Okay, I'm turning the entire line. Costa goes down. I think Cape Town is very close to sinking as well. She's ramming herself on a sinking wreck of skirmisher. Oh, there we go. Avoided the torpedoes. Chester goes down. Cape Town goes down. Just Flora and Cassandra left of this group. Let's do 3 on each. And there's one more almost sunk light cruiser over there. Now we're just going to sail in, because these light cruisers do not carry torpedoes. That light cruiser was very much crippled, so even my old dreadnoughts should be able to catch up to it. Where I sent my own light cruiser, I don't know. It's around here somewhere, but there we go. Nice. I lost a couple torpedo boats. 3 of them actually. That's okay. I got more in reserve. I built a bunch of them in the interwar years, and I've got a couple ports that are just stuffed with torpedo boats. And I've got ready to add to any task force that need new torpedo boats. I lost these 2 though. Just gotta take care not to lose all of these, because I want to keep some of them as museum ships. Yeah, that is not 70,000 victory points. That's 723,000 victory points. Nice. Right. Well, that was the December Battle of 1945 in the North Sea. I gotta be fighting to the end. Excuse me, Britain. France is moving in with a pretty big task force. So I'm just gonna have this task force here retreat back to Gibraltar. Or is that safe enough? Yeah, I think that's good. Let's send them here. I've got more torpedo boats here in Livorno. And I got another fresh task force here. Ready to meet up with the French. And of course, I got my main fleet here in Constantinople with the modern battleships. But where exactly I want to send those, I'm not sure yet. Because we got a lot of enemies here to deal with. And I might need them here to defend Colombia from a British invasion. Yeah, the Caribbean is definitely not safe for me to move into, but maybe we can do it in force. Let's see. Okay, here's the invasion. Right. And the other one? Territory of Papua. Okay, I got them mixed up somehow. Do I have a spare light cruiser for that? Yeah, I do. You can go there. Now the French and the Americans, I need to start grabbing some land from them as well. Lots of stuff down here in South America. That's for sure. A lot of enemy ships as well. So this is gonna be a long war, I think. So I will see you for the next great battle. Goodbye, and take care.